Five Nights at Freddy's is a game that literally needs zero introduction, but I'm going to drag this video out to be a little longer just to torture myself editing this in the future. Five Nights at Freddy's is an indie horror game series, with the original game under the title Five Nights at Freddy's being uploaded on August 8th, 2014. It's about a night guard watching a spooky, haunted Chuck E. Cheese restaurant. The prequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, released the same year in November, which follows the same premise as the original, but with more lore and more characters. The third game, Five Nights at Freddy's 3, came out in 2015 in March, which also follows a night guard that watches over a haunted house style building based upon the original events and lore of the first game. The fourth game, Five Nights at Freddy's 4, follows a child that is being gassed by his father at night, so he starts seeing creepy stuff, which you have to defend yourself from. Five Nights at Freddy's sister location, released in 2016 after Five Nights at Freddy's World, which isn't important to this at all, follows another night guard that's trying to find out what happened to his father after he disappears for 30 years, but finds his dead sister instead. And that's all you need to know for the rest of this video, because all the other games right now at the moment are irrelevant. Let's cover another game really quickly, Roblox, a game that needs absolutely zero introduction, but I'm gonna give a brief one anyway. Roblox was released in 2006 and was a website which you could build games on and release them for the public on that same website that you built them on, and it has come a long way from where it started. But anyways, what do these games have in common? And if you said absolutely nothing at all, you would be correct. But did people try and find a way to link them together? Yes, they did. FNAF was remade a lot over the years and years it's been out. 10 years. 10 years. These different remakes include things like direct remakes of the game, multiplayer remakes, fan games, to the ones we're going to be talking about, roleplay games. Roleplay games are fairly common on Roblox. Games like Brookhaven, Liberty County, Adopt Me, although that's not really a role-playing game anymore, and more of a pet trading simulator, I guess is the best way I can put it, and Gacha Online. Gacha Online, which I know, I never thought I'd talk about Gacha Life on this channel either, is specifically a paper role-playing game. A paper role-playing game is a game where you morph into a 2D image and then you roleplay as that image thing. So eventually, when FNAF made its way onto the spotlight, it was more than likely going to get at least a role-playing game, if not a paper role-playing game. Which it did. Got multiple, actually. With games like FARP, which stands for FNAF Anime Roleplay, is still kind of alive today and has a remake. I might check that out, actually. I'll probably get it for the background footage here. And, well, actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's the only one we're not gonna be covering because, A, I couldn't find any other paper role-playing games. And I actually think that's the only one that's popular. And, you know, other than the one we're covering. Speaking of which, what was the other one? You may be asking because you didn't read the fucking title, you dumbass. We are covering A Lifetime at Freddy's, a Five Nights at Freddy's paper role-playing game. Let's talk about the very first game that released under the title A Lifetime at Freddy's, which released in 2015. At the time of its release, it only had one map, a stolen Five Nights at Freddy's 2 map. Although the map itself was stolen, Kawaii did edit it here and there. She changed up the lighting a little bit. She added some props, removed things, images, added new stuff, replaced some posters. Yeah. So, although technically not stolen, because it's on the, toolbox, I'm gonna call it stolen anyways, because, yeah, I want to. No idea why Five Nights at Freddy's 2 specifically, but hey, it's a good game and I don't blame Kawaii. Oh, yeah, Kawaii Ice Creams is the creator of Lifetime at Freddy's, and we'll just call her that for God knows how long this video is. Anyways, so let's talk about the game a little bit. The game had a room that you spawned in, and wherever you walked, no matter how hard you tried, unless you had admin, it just removed your hair and any other accessories you had on, so you could then get to the morph room, choose your morph, and then roleplay as that character in the FNAF 2 map. No idea which morphs were in the original because I didn't play the original game. I only came after the re-upload, which we'll get onto later. Most of the morphs for the game were also stolen, much like the map, from a very popular Five Nights at Freddy's artist at the time, Lulu999. She has her own story though, and I'm not going to tell it, but basically, long story short, she kind of just disappeared from the internet after her art was kind of stolen. And without credit at all, actually. The credits just say, respect to the original artist. Kawaii also used art from artist Polebear, another, popular artist at the time. I don't know how Polebear's doing, actually. They might still be posting for all I know. Anyways, Kawaii also had music in the background. Game had some other stuff, like tools and plushies and a name system. Which we'll actually get back to that later. That's going to be important. You might want to remember that. Anyways, the game then, around 2016 to 2017, got a brand new map, and more than likely, new morphs. A Five Nights at Freddy's sister location map. It doesn't look that great. At least the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 map had some room. The lighting, much better on the other map. Alright, let's take a step back, move over a second. The role-playing name system. Kawaii made the mistake of adding a role-playing name system that we did mention just a few seconds ago, and holy shit did people bypass it. I also assume people bypassed the normal Roblox chat, and even the admins did it using the announcement tool command thing. It's insane. This caused the game to take its very first step into the very deep pool of A Lifetime at Freddy's descent. The game was shut down, put into review, and it never escaped review after that, and Kawaii quickly privated it. But of course, that didn't stop her. 2017, Kawaii re-uploaded the game pretty much almost immediately. However, she stripped literally everything that made A Lifetime at Freddy's a Lifetime at Freddy's. The tools were all gone. A few morphs were actually removed too. Thanks to Roblox. The role-playing name system gone, probably for the better though. And the game was kind of barren, but at least it had music playing in the background. The game also had a Discord server and fan club for its re-release. We don't talk about the Discord server, it's not very important, and holy shit, it isn't great, because holy shit, it was unmoderated. Everyone had permissions to do things. It was not good. There was a lot of gore whenever you scroll up. Lots of it. We don't talk about that though. The fan club was a group for the game. That's going to be important. We'll talk about that later. However, with everything and the original, base game of 2017, everything cool was just gone. It removed, and again, made the game very barren, which I personally think was another reason the game took another kind of leap into the very deep pool. Well, alaf means A Lifetime at Freddy's, which I didn't clarify in the original recording, which I realized I probably should have. That's context for the rest of the video, not episode. Was still taking a slow descent. Something, however, was growing around the time it was falling. Around late 2019, a new disease kind of just, popped up and began to spread worldwide. It started in Asia, then flew on over to Europe, Africa, Oceania, and then, eventually made its way to the North and South Americas, and eventually did make it worldwide after a bit. Because of the lethality of such a disease that could spread this quickly, the world shut down along with very many respiratory systems, which meant school was out. Many took to, Minecraft, Fortnite, other games, like that. But a lot of children took to Roblox. Because of this, the disease, and all the children now on Roblox. Adopt Me dominated for like for a long time. I think it still is like top pages probably. Alaf also started to grow a bit. The community came back, and people, you know, started playing in it. And me, this is why I'm kind of making the video to kind of just look back. I started playing the game during May, actually. We'll talk about me later, though. But a Lifetime at Freddy's was actually booming with around 100 to 200 players daily because of how many children were able to just access their computer, phone, whatever, and get on alaf. And for a role-playing game that small was kind of impressive. However, after COVID got its vaccine, you know, and the world started healing. Places were reopened and children left inside were stuck right back outside with literally zero social capabilities. As soon as children were unglued to their phones, computers, whatever, alaf just literally fell apart immediately. The game literally took its first steps into the pool of descent, and then for some reason decided to jump a fucking fancy competitive Olympic style synchronized straight pike tucked free dive off a diving board straight into the deepest point of the pool. Like, oh my god, I genuinely did not think a game could die that quickly. But it did. Everyone just kind of disappeared, you know, over a time, like probably a week. Also, Kawaii kind of just disappeared in 2019, just never seen again. After 2020 and 2021, she was just never seen online. We assume she got bored. However, after everyone, you know, forgot about it, including Kawaii, a brand new Lifetime at Freddy's project emerged while it was still actually on its downfall on 2020 leading into 2021. In 2021, same year, actually I have to confess something. I literally just found this game. Like, as I was writing the script, I just now found the game. The GroupAll actually holds a lot of information that I didn't know about and probably should scroll through a little more. But, oh well. I don't want to do that now, because I already wrote the script and I'm already reading this. The GroupAll leads you to a game called Fazbear Life, which is a, you know, same thing as everything else. However, it was actually pretty good with things like a remake of the FNAF 2 map, a role-playing name system. I have no idea if it's still tagged or not. I'll probably test that out in the, you know, gameplay footage. It had a sprinting mechanic, a day-night cycle, you know, with weather and like an actual date, clear dates. And my god, they had everything you could ever want. But it never got any players really. It had a Discord server, which was pretty dead. It still is. No one has chatted in it other than me. But damn, they had a lot of shit. The game is, however, is broken, as the camera is locked in a certain room, the spawn room, and is the reason I cannot share any background footage. How fun. They did re-upload the game. I don't know if it was probably before the camera lock system, but it got re-uploaded with under the name A Century at Freddy's, or ACAF. And the game is a carbon copy with even the exact same camera glitch that was locked. Most worrying parts of this, though, was A, they added and removed sex, RIP, and B, the re-uploader got banned, which is kind of making me a little worried here, because that's 2 remakes, and both owners got banned. After that, it just seemed like that was the end for a Lifetime at Freddy's. That was the end of alaf. However, the GroupAll holds a lot of information, and this story is where the story kind of becomes more relevant to this video that I'm making right now, actually. And why, you know, this is where I also become a little more relevant. The fan club actually got a better, new and improved Discord made by a good friend that I'm going to name drop, Paul Paul made a Discord server, linked it in the group wall, and his group had a plan to bring A Lifetime at Freddy's back from the dead. They got on the game kind of frequently and roleplayed for a bit to see if anyone would join. It kind of worked. And I was actually part of this group, and I tried to help. I kind of roleplayed sometimes. I more than likely just watched, only including myself sometimes. And I remember correctly, we actually got the game kind of alive with around 28 people online, I think. However, the server fell apart after everyone migrated to a different private server that was unrelated to alaf. The project fell apart. It was kind of sad watching it all kind of just collapse underneath me. While that project was still up, Paul did make a couple remakes. I think there was only 2, if I remember correctly, but they didn't do that well, and they're both now privated. Paul did make 2 other I think maybe 2 or 3 role-playing games, but they aren't paper role-playing games, so we're just gonna throw those away and never talk about them again. As Paul also made some, games, someone else in the group also made some. The little disclaimer here, there are 3 remakes for this last bit here, because they are the only 3 that I could find. Well, only one of them I found. Let's start with the earliest, starting in 2022. I am important for this part. In 2022, Mako So Cool, decided to make a Lifetime at Freddy's fan game, A Lifetime at Freddy's 2, with new morphs and new maps and a day and night cycle, and that's it actually. It was pretty bad. The original A Lifetime at Freddy's FNAF 2 map is 100% better than any of these maps combined. I mean, look at this, and then look at this. Yeah. That's not the reason why it's private and gone forever, unlike how my script here says. It got shut down because 2022 added too many free models to the game, and the game was doing like 1 frame every literally 10 minutes, so it also, after about those 10 minutes, it just kicked you from the game. So, you know, that was fun. Luckily, younger me was smart enough to bring back a old version of the game that only has maps 1 through 4. So, there's that, I guess. But it did leave me room to another game that we'll just talk about here in a second. A Lifetime at Freddy's is the name of this next game. It's, no offense to the original creator, but oh my god, it is bad. It's really, really, really bad. The lighting was bad, the morphs also bad. Why the fuck are there South Park morphs? What the fuck, man? The maps are just awful. This is just a bad game. Now, I'm sorry, again, original creator. If this sounds rude, it's just extremely rude criticism. Just change everything, please. That's all I suggest. If once that is done, then I might hesitate to check it out. But for now, I do not suggest checking it out. I do suggest playing this one that I also made, A Lifetime at Freddy's Expansion. This game is still going on today after I started it in 2022, right after closing alaf 2. And we just have so much more. We have the original Five Nights at Freddy's 1 game, all the way to Jeff's Pizza, if you know where Jeff's Pizza is from. We have a day-night cycle, a fully constructed map with cars and tools, and a roleplay name system that does actually tag, unlike the original alaf name system, and so much more to come someday, hopefully, and I have a lot more planned. And if you have suggestions, if you decide to check the game out and you do have a suggestion for it, I have a Discord server for it that you can check out right now, link in the description. This is an awfully shitty way to grow a server, I know, because like 8, maybe 15 people, if I'm lucky, are gonna watch this, but whatever. I suggest you go check that out, as well as the new game. I'll link the original in the description. I'll link the server. I'll link everything. I'm just gonna link everything in the description. Okay. So, what's left for the future? As Lifetime at Freddy's is still open today, one of the original games, the re-uploaded one. It leaves me and maybe like 3 other people to wonder, what's possibly left for the future? Some people still talk in the fan club, so they might band together, do something insane. One of my friends still plays the game, and they could probably get a couple people to join, and maybe some of these factors will revive the game, as well as this video. Maybe this video will help Alaf survive. I have no idea. It's a very niche role-playing game. I guess not very niche. That's like 100,000 visits in total. Alright, last time I'm doing this bit. Sorry, Alaf has over 1 fucking million visits. Oh my god. I thought it was a niche game. But that's just for us to wait and see to happen. Hello, if you made it to the end. If you're a regular to this channel, you can tell this is not my normal content, and that's completely normal. This channel is a fucking mess, and holy shit, I am proud of what it's become. Honestly, this channel was made for everyone and anyone, which is why I should probably get a normal schedule. Once this video is out, the next Minecraft video, the next rolling line, the next whatever, I'll probably find some kind of schedule to keep the flow steady, you know, and maybe more yapping videos, if this one does well. But this yap video was kind of a test to see new shit, you know, see what people are gonna watch, test my editing out. The editing is probably not gonna be any better. So, if you're still here, surprisingly, I hope you have a good day, and maybe go ahead and eat up some other random ass videos that I just have on the channel. And go check out some of the shit in the description. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye.